Helene Filion, and I'm from Sudbury, Ontario, which is in Canada. I ride Goofy, which is right foot forward. I know you guys might use fakie or regular, but in Canada we call it Goofy. I've been surfing for about 8 years. I've been snowboarding for 14 and I've been skateboarding for about 4. The first time I ever surfed was probably the most horrifying experience, yet the best day of my life. So I show up at this little local surf shop and I'm like, guys, I want to rent a surfboard. And they're like, okay. And a wetsuit, you know, and they're like, do you want a lesson? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know, I figured I've watched Blue Crush like 50 times, so I've got this. I am pretty sure that I've got like the beating of my life. It was waves coming at me and duck diving. I had no idea what was duck diving. So I'm like, okay, you know, just like taking on these waves, and they're like pounding me and tossing me around, and I must have like swallowed half the ocean and ate 3 pounds of sand. So I pick up my board and I'm like exhausted, you know, my arms are like rubber, and I'm like, I have to do this, I'm here. And I ended up paddling back out, a lot easier the second time. And you know, I tried a few times and then I finally caught my first wave. And I stood up for what felt like 10 seconds, but I know it was probably more like 1.5 seconds, but it didn't matter because I got hooked. Yeah, I've been surfing and I've been chasing waves ever since. So I'm like, come back here. My favorite place to surf is probably Manitoulin Island, which is here on the Great Lakes. It's on Lake Huron. It's my home break. And it's got like miles and miles of undeveloped shoreline. Where you can hack in by a little trail, and you know, you can't go in by vehicles, and you're just like hiking through the woods with your surfboard and all your gear, and then you end up at this huge beach that's beautiful. My biggest accomplishment surfing is definitely getting barreled in Barbados. Oh my gosh, it's this gorgeous place, and then we hike through this like big field with grass, and we end up at this beach. There's mangroves, and again, there's nothing around us. And the waves were coming in, there's like different lines and different shades of blues, like it was so beautiful. And the waves were lining up really nicely. And I caught this one set. So I dropped, bottom turn, and I started lining up, and I wasn't even expecting for the wave to barrel. Then I see this wall climbing up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna happen. So I kind of just ducked in and tucked in, and then the wave just went right over me, and it was like time slowed down. It was like slow motion. It just went right over me and hung to about here. My biggest fear is probably rip currents. That and not being able to surf if something ever happened. Ooh, my dream place to surf is guaranteed going to be Indonesia. I think that a boat trip to Indo would be like, you could die after that and be like, I've lived, I have lived, you know, it would be really cool. So my go-to playlist. So when I go surfing, music is key. Before going out there, you know, I listen to things that really get me pumped up and help kind of build the stoke. And after a session, it's completely different. It changes into like really chill, like Sunday morning music, like Jack Johnson and things like that. So it's really quiet. Anything else to add is that I'm also sponsored by a surfboard company, Chick Sticks. from California, and it's this really awesome girl, Lola, that decided to build a brand for women. So she has these performance surfboards that are basically designed to help women surf better. It's really fun to be a part of that. So that's definitely helped, you know, improve my surfing and get me to where I am today. So I'm so thankful. I also ride for Suplove, which is a stand-up paddleboard company in California, and I'm one of their team riders for stand-up paddleboard surfing. So here in the Great Lakes, we teach surfing and stand-up paddleboarding, and you know, really try to infect people with the surf bug, you know, like, and yeah, just spread the